stamping friends, it is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with our weekly Facebook Live. So welcome to all of you. And wow, I think it's going to be a great live today. It is already popped up on my news feed, so I think I'm in the right spot. And I'm 1 minute early. Can you believe that? And kind of fitting, not fitting so much, I have this little sign that my friend Gail gifted me yesterday because I'm always running like a minute or two behind. So I thought, well, heck, when I'm running late, I could just like put this up on screen and I'll get here when I get here. There's always something last minute. There's always a little glitch or a last email to send or a phone call or, you know, my kids, they're always running around. But today I'm probably early because my husband and kids, I'll just chat a little bit about what's going on around here before we get started. Let people get a minute to log on. But anyways, husband and kids are out in Wyoming hunting, or not hunting. They're looking for land for their hunting trip in October. So I guess they're out fishing and whatnot. So someone said, well, too bad you couldn't go with. Well, I was invited. I declined because they are like roughing it. They're staying in a forest that has no running water, no electricity. And over the years, I've become a bit of kind of wimpy in that area. So I need to at least take a shower every day. So I declined. They're already looking into when they want to go next year that they will find a camper or a small cabin or even perhaps a campground that just has like a shower house. Like, I don't even care. I could sleep in a tent, but I need to take a shower. So this week has been so quiet here. I did have card class yesterday, so it's just me and the little puppy. And it's very odd. It's amazing how much stuff you can get done when you don't have to be running around town all day. So I do miss them. I'll be happy for their return tomorrow night. But it's also been a great week to get caught up. And I was able to last night then after class create some really cute cards. And one of them we're going to make today. So I think that's all I have to say here. I'm just happy that you are all joining me either live on the replay or even perhaps you're watching on YouTube. So, oh good, we've got Lori. Lori, you are a prize patrol winner. So I owe 2 prize patrols for the last 2 Wednesdays. I didn't get to it last week. And so Lori and I believe it was Sharon Merritt, I drew numbers and you guys were the winners. So good to see the names pop up. Cheryl, Pat, Mary from Montana. So hey, my family's halfway there. And I think you were here probably a couple weeks ago. They're trying to talk me into moving. So I'm not budging yet on it. They have big plans, and I asked them, they have plans what they're going to do. I said, well, what am I going to do? And they said, you're going to do what you do all the time. You're going to just make cards. So my family has big plans. So, and good morning, Cindy. Cindy, you had a prize patrol. I think Darla brought that to you yesterday. Hopefully you got it. Barb, I've got a prize patrol coming for you. Like, all of you are big prize winners. Gail got hers yesterday, so we just have winners all around. That was from our regular lives, and then we had that virtual party. So anyways, I'm still drinking coffee. Look at this. I like grabbed my oldest Stampin' Up! Coffee mug. This is the one I usually had in the car. I mean, I think it's time for a new one. I have a new one. I'm going to wait a couple weeks to show you though. I got a new water cup. A special little prize from Stampin' Up! I was pretty happy about it. All right, so let's get down to business. I have got some really fun stuff to show you today. What I'm actually showing you is my birthday. Do you see that little sign up there that says do what you love? Isn't that adorable? I got that on clearance last week when Alice and I were shopping. Like $6. I'm such a deal shopper. All right, so a deal shopper, is that even a thing? Clearance shopper, thrifty shopper? I don't know, whatever. I thought it worked perfectly. Okay, so look at what we're doing today. I am going back to the annual catalog. I am kind of showcasing, well, I am showcasing what I am doing for next week's birthday club class. Registration is still open. If you look at this, you love it, you're interested, you can still order it. You can stamp here live in my studio on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Let's see, it would be the 24th of August, or you can get this kit to go. And it will ship on Wednesday, the 25th, so the day after the live class. And so not every card needs to be as fancy schmancy as this one that we did last week. Wasn't this cute? This is going to be Card Club in September. I'm going to use this suite. I don't know if we're going to make this card, but we're going to be using the Harvest Meadows stuff for Card Club in September. So that's super fun. But what we're talking about right now, I just wanted to show that one more time. I just loved that card. All right, what we're talking about now is Birthday Club for next week and what the card I'm going to make today. I'm still going to loop this one into simple successful stamping. You could take away the die cuts, but why would we want to do that if you didn't have a die cutting machine just yet? And you'd still have a beautiful card just using designer series paper. And kind of what I call a simple successful stamping card is one that you can just easily switch out the designer series paper and get another look. And so this is the same exact measurements. I'm going to write these down for you so that if you would like to recreate something with either exactly like this is or some other designer series paper that you have, you can certainly do that. See, I just switched out the label. I put a spider web behind instead of flowers. My ribbon's the same. All the card measurements are the same. So that's what I say is a simple, successful stamping card. Okay, so what supplies are we using today? I'm using the Sweet Symmetry Designer Series paper, and I thought that paired wonderful with the In Bloom stamp set. This was from last year's mini spring catalog. I never got to using it, so I finally am getting around to it. And these die cuts, I didn't do a little template for them today, but look at them. You can cut out so many flowers at one time. So I just ran each flower through in all the different coordinating colors. I think I did all of them with the exception of the Night of Navy. I didn't get to that one just yet, but they're so pretty. And so in the card class, all of that's going to be cut out for you. These are 2 of the cards that we're going to be making. So this is going to be one of them. It's so cute. And there'll be 2 more. I just haven't gotten the other 2 designed just yet. You know, I'll probably design them on Monday at about 8 p.m. No, hopefully before then. But I've got all the beautiful flowers ready, so it's so easy to throw something together. And this is the one we're gonna make today. So let's write down these measurements so that you can have them for future use. I should probably find some paper. Let me see here. I'm trying to decide what kind of paper I wanna write on today. Big decision of the day. All right, so did I tell you what stamp set that is? I did. In Bloom. So there's die cuts, and then you could stamp all these flowers, but now if you decide to do this class, you don't really have to have the stamp set, believe it or not. If you have any sentiment stamp set, you're going to be successful with this because as you see, I'm going to have all the stuff cut out and then also included. Okay, so what's included? I'm just all over the place. Half a package of that Sweet Symmetry Designer Series paper is included. A full package of these gems because you're going to need those for the flowers and stuff. And then a half a spool of the Bumblebee ribbon because we got to add some ribbon. Okay, so that's what's included in the class. Now let's forget about the class. Well, don't forget about it, but you don't have to take the class to enjoy today's video. I just want to let you know that it's out there. All right, so let's write down our project measurements today. And then I didn't even get the supplies. Oh my goodness. You guys are going to laugh. I'm going to have to go back to the basics. I have everything cut out, but I did not set my supplies here. Can you believe that? Okay, it's going to be all over the place today. So after I write these supplies down, I guess I'm going to have to get them and get a paper trimmer and we're going to have to get to work. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our base layer, our Bumblebee. Now I'm going to test my spelling. Oh boy. Okay, so Bumblebee, our base layer, we have got, do you like this? This is so formal. We have got 8.5 by 5.5, okay? That's just half a sheet of paper, half of a sheet of our cardstock. And then score it at the halfway point, which is 4 1/4, okay? Then our next layer, we're going Night of Navy. It's coordinating color. So all you gotta do when you are deciding what colors to put together, you just look at what Stampin' Up! Tells us. It says it's in the catalog. It says it in the back of the cardstock thing. So when you get your cardstock, it says it there too. So you just grab those colors and then whatever you throw together is gonna work. So our next layer, Night of Navy. Okay, 5. I'm laughing at myself now. I can't even believe I was so ready for today and then I didn't get the card ready, the main event of the show. So I'm just sitting here 3 minutes before, just waiting. The clock is ticking by and I didn't get the supplies. Okay, anyways, so 5 1/4 by 4, okay? So 5 1/4 by 4 is 1. And then we need one more sheet of Night of Navy, and that is 4 1/4, okay, by 3 1/4. Now, our designer series paper, what's really cool about this, so if you're working with this set of designer series paper, what's really nice, because I did use a larger piece in the back, there's two of the backgrounds that are very similar with the bumblebee, so either one of them works. So I did kind of a variety when I was cutting for the class, because I did cut most of the supplies for this, so I do actually have most of them cut. They're just not like handy right here, and I know I don't have a card-based cut. So we're gonna need 2 pieces of designer series. I like the bumblebee for the background, so that's what I would pick. But also, remember, these are the same measurements for that Halloween card that I made. So any designer series, coordinating designer series paper that you do is gonna work. So let's go ahead. That's gonna be 5 by 4. And then we're gonna need another sheet that is 4 by 3 or 3 by 4. I don't know what order. I go all over the place. I think in most of the tutorials I get, like, the smaller number is first, but you know, I do it both ways. So 4 by 3 for the next one. What's really nice about when you do this kind of layout is you get 12 of these, that center part, out of one sheet of 12 by 12 DSP. So I kind of like that idea. So when I'm doing swap cards and making lots of a card, I tend to go to that layout. All right, and then, you know, because you're gonna get 12 out of that, and if you take these 2 sheets of paper, you'll get 12 as well. So, because you get 6 of this background out of one sheet. So here are the project measurements. Real formal, as you see today. We are just doing it up for all of you today. Okay, so let me go grab a bumblebee piece of cardstock, because again, like I said, I didn't cut it. The dog is sleeping. She has, you know, she's actually like not happy with me. And not that she's not happy with me, she looks very lonely. She just kind of wanders around, kind of looking for people other than just me. So this is probably the longest she's been with just one person. All right, so let me see. Let's see. Cindy's asking on the measurements. What did I write wrong? Let me see. 5 1/4. Nope, that's correct. That is correct. So I'll go over them as we go, just to make sure. But 5. It's 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm not sure. I'll look back at it, Sydney, but I'm pretty sure what I had was correct. And I'll say them as we go here too. So our base, here we go, is 5 1/2. And then, so, you know, this is already 8 1/2. And then I'm going to score it. If you're this, I'm not going to score it because my scoring tool isn't on there. But if you're a scoring type of person, you would score it at 4 1/4. I tend to not be a scoring kind of person. I like to just fold it, use my bone fold, and off we go. So I will cross-reference my measurements as we go. Hopefully we are correct. All right, so we have got bumblebee right here. And now my next layer is the Night of Navy, which I've got 5 1/4 by 4 is what I've got this cut to. And then my designer series paper. Let's do opposite. Is that different than that one? I wanted to just show it is. Okay, I wanted to show it in the other pattern and just to see that it's really not that big of a difference. And so this is 5. My designer series is 5 by 3 3/4. And yes, so that was the one that was wrong, Cindy. You're right. You're right. So the designer series. So the first one is, the first bigger designer series is 5. Cross that off. Okay. See, Stamp and Blend markers write much better than a Sharpie. So just get some of these. Here, 3 3/4. So if you took a screenshot before, take a new one. I'm going to share this. This card will be in next week's tutorial of the week though. So so on the Facebook Lives, if I share with you the next week, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the tutorial Tuesday, you'll find last week's project if there was one that I wanted to share with you. So yeah, so last week's I did, or like last night's that went out, I did share with you last week's fun fold and the video and then the picture of the template. So thank you, Cindy, for correcting my error. And here we go. So we have got, let's go over that again. We've got the Night of Navy is 5 1/4 by 4. My designer series is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, let's go ahead and adhere that. So this is like done right now, okay? So that's the base of the card. We'll set it aside, and now we get to do the fun part. We are going to decorate, and I need to find the label. See, I've got this all ready to go for Tuesday. I mean, a little bit. And it'll still be a mad dash at the end to finish getting ready. And then let me find my label piece. And look at what I'm planning. I don't know. I'm going to do something. I decided I wanted to cut some white ones out. I was thinking maybe like a fancy wedding card to make. Not for next week because it's birthday club. But I'm thinking I'm going to do something with them in white. I was cutting it out, and, you know, I have a hard time when I have a die on the machine and there's like a little bit of room, like, see if this was my paper, that's my die. I like want to fill the whole thing so that I can maximize running it through. Cool thing about these dies, you can cut them out in 2 layers. So all these flowers, I can actually cut 2 out at a time. So layer your paper in 2, and then you can cut 2 out at a time. I don't know if you know that, but that's a good little tip when you're cutting something out or you have a card that has a lot of things. You can always try it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it worked. All right, so I've got this beautiful label. I love that in a die cutting set when there is nice labels. And I'm going to stamp on this, "You Are Amazing." I'm using Night of Navy ink. And we'll just do a nice straight up, straight down. See, I've got photopolymer today. So I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat here. Gives me that little bit of cushion that we need. And the perfectly stamped image today. I'm gonna put that aside. Let's not get Night of Navy all over the place. And let's go ahead now and adhere this together. Again, I've got my designer series at 3 by 4, and then I have got this by 4 1/4 and 3 1/4. I've probably just totally confused everybody with these measurements. You know what? Let's stop talking measurements. Just go to next tutorial Tuesday. I'll share the measurements there, and then you can recreate this. Or most of you are pretty smart cookies. You could probably figure it out without me talking. It'd probably be better if I just stopped talking. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this here. Little tip. This is what I like to do when I'm sometimes. Instead of tying it all the way around and trying to get this little tiny petite bow, I'm going to just take a piece like so. And if I had my Scotch tape here, haha, I do. It's right in the drawer behind me where I put it away where it was supposed to go. All right, so the only adhesive that I use that is not Stampin' Up! Is Scotch tape. So, and just for this purpose, it works great. It's easier. I mean, you could just plop a glue dot on there. That'd be okay. But this works pretty well. And so next what we'll do, see, look at that. I put it down. It's like one little tiny notch from the center. So it's almost the center, but not quite. And so next what we're going to do is adhere. Let me see. I think I want to build it up a little bit. I want to build it from here because this is going to hang off the edge just a little bit. That way it'll give us room for the flowers and another bow. I'm just using the Stampin' Seal. Now, when you use the Stampin' Seal, it does not work too well to go over bumpy surfaces. So I always kind of steer clear of those little areas if I'm using the Stampin' Seal. That's just my experience. Yours might be totally different. All right, and then let's just center that. But now we'll off-center this over to the right. And so as I build this, you know, you could decide as you're going if you want to put that ribbon there or not. I love ribbons, so I put it everywhere. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to tie the most cute, petite little bow for you. And you are going to love it. Now, if you come to class, if I have time, I will tie these little petite bows for you, like in advance. So you could show up and you could have this cute little petite bow. So I see some people are popping in late. Susie, good morning, Susie. It's good to see you here. I saw Susie last week. I delivered her an order over to Waterville. All right, here we go. Look at that. So this is really cute. You could just add a bow and you could be completed right now. But if you're like me, you want to fancy it up a little bit, gaudy it up a little bit, get some die cuts and these fun, look at how fun those are. Like, couldn't you just look at that little basket of flowers and be happy? Okay, so I have got, let me see. I hope I'm going to say these names right. We've got Just Jade. I'm going to take one of those. Let's take a few of those. I'm just going to pick out a few different elements here. But basically, I just kept layering until I thought it looked good. And so nothing too formal. So you might do yours totally different. But it's going to be beautiful, whatever you decide to do. See, so I want to do this size. I'm taking kind of the smaller ones. There are... larger ones in here, but for this card, that would be a little bit of overkill. We'll save those large ones for a different card. And let's go ahead and take that one. And I need to find some more of those little yellows. Not yellow, bumblebee. Let's just dump them out. How about that? Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to pull some of these. And then I should just start putting them together. Maybe I used all the yellow. I probably did. I probably used all the ones that I had cut, but here's some more. So there's so many different flowers in this die cutting set. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and start building. So I'm going to put my Just Jade on first, because that's, the leaves, they're in the back, the little foliage in the back. And let's go ahead. And all I'm going to do, or all I did for my first one, I just tucked it underneath here. In fact, I even pulled up the glue dot a little bit. There we go. So see, it's going to look a little different. It's not going to be exactly the same. And then I'll take one of these larger Just Jade leaves and put it up on the top. All right, so if you're new to watching, welcome. I would like to invite you to join the VIP list. If you notice on the headline, I did say, do you want to be where the cool people are? So you are where the cool people are right now watching the video today. But join the email list, and that's where all the good stuff happens. So here I have got Flirty Flamingo and Calypso Coral. So, maybe not a combination that I on my own would have put together, but since Stampin' Up! Told me it coordinates, I'm gonna trust them, and I did, and look at how good it looks together. And so these are the same die. I'm just gonna, I don't know if they were meant to go like this, but I thought it looked pretty good. So I'm gonna glue those two together. And now what I'll do is start putting this stuff right on the card. I'm gonna leave a little spot right here though, so that I can put that little tiny petite bow. And I'm going to use some mini dimensionals, but I'm also going to put a little adhesive right there. And that is because I'm gonna rest this little bit on here. So that way it'll stay. All right, and then we probably should put we should put a little something right on top of there. It needs a center, so we'll take one of these little tiny petite bumblebee flowers and stick it right there. I maybe should have put a bigger one. That's okay. Oh no, that'll work. And then let's go ahead and put this one. I really like this one on the other side down here. And so this card, I am using quite a few dimensionals. So you could choose not to if you wanted to have more of a flat card, but I just thought it looked pretty cool with all of the different layers of flowers to have so much dimension to it. And, I haven't said this in a while, so we might as well bring it up. My friends, my cool friends, they are worth the extra stamp. So if I'm sending you a card, I don't worry about if it's going to cost me an extra stamp, because my friends, my Stampin' Scrap friends, are worth it. So I will be happy to throw an extra stamp on so that you could get a card with some extra dimensions. Or I make sure it's like a hand-delivered card, and I think your friends are probably worth it too. All right, so let's go ahead. And a long time ago, I said this, and it still, still rings true. I said, you send this kind of card to a 5-star friend. What is a 5-star friend? A 5-star friend is one of those, and I think it was because I put like 5 you know, crazy embellishments or something on a card. I don't remember, but you know, I really want to grab one of those smaller yellow ones. I'm going to grab it. I have more cut out. Maybe I don't. I thought I did. I made some other samples. I've got some other samples hiding in the wings here that I must have used all the little tiny yellow ones. So apparently I liked the bumblebee center because I have used them all. So we will just go with this one. And I'm going to cut my dimensional a little bit smaller though because I can, for one. But another, it kind of showed on the back of that one. So we'll see if we can fix that. I sure did. All right. And not that anybody would ever be able to tell. All right. So now we've got all of those coordinating colors. We are almost done. We need to add some of the gems. And so I was kind of thinking ahead. On my other card, I did use the yellow. So because I am creating these cards for a class, I wanted to make sure, and they're getting these in their packet, but I want to make sure they have enough. And that's why I did the bumblebee here. And I'm going to take this cinnamon cider square for the insides of these. It looked wonderful. And then I've got plans for the other colors as well. And so, you know, my not plans, you know, for class, when I say that I'm not going to be creating until like 8 o'clock, that's not completely true. You know, I kind of know in my head what I'm going to do, and I'm looking forward a little bit, but so it's not like I'm not always flying by the seat of my pants, just kind of half the time. All right. So I'm using the smaller ones for the center. Now, if you use the larger flowers, maybe you would use the larger size, but since I have pretty small flowers, I'm going to do the smaller ones. Let's put these away before I drop them on the floor. I did that last night. I dropped this whole bin on the floor and I had to pick them all up. Okay, and so last but not least, to finish off this card, we're gonna tie the tiniest, most petite, cutest ribbon, bow, out of this gingham bumblebee ribbon. And you'll see how great it coordinates together. And you see that? Oh, bad idea. Good idea. Nope, let's start over. It kind of folded funny. I didn't want it to do that. So see, I got like a support ribbon type deal here. I'm flipping it behind. And now as I go here, I'm going slow, okay? I'm gonna make sure that nothing flipped. You know, sometimes like this wants to flip that way. I'm making sure it doesn't, and I'm going slow enough that I have the opportunity to flip it and turn it and really maneuver it the way I want it to go. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about my ribbon. So people kind of wonder, like, how do you have success with these, right? Well, you don't worry about wasting this little tail, okay? So give yourself, so we're making like a tiny, tiny, tiny little bow, but I'm gonna be okay, and I'm gonna sacrifice this little tiny bit of ribbon to have success with my ribbon. It's more important to have success with it than it is to save like 1/4 of an inch of a ribbon. So do you see that? So I'm going to go ahead and flip it down, and I'm leaving it attached over here. I haven't cut anything off of my spool, so I'm leaving this side, okay? This side I'm not gonna worry about. So we're gonna have just a little bit of excess. And so now I can make it go as small as I want. I've got it tight now, so it's not going anywhere. So that's my tip for the day. Leave it attached to your spool. Be okay with letting go of a little bit. You could, I mean, if you want, you could save that, throw it on something else. But I'm gonna just be okay with that. I'm sacrificing a little bit of ribbon to have success making this cute, petite little bow. And take your time. There's no race, you know. You don't need to rush it. Okay? And so that's still too big for this card. And so I'm gonna make it even smaller. And it's nice and snug, so it's not gonna fall apart on me. Okay? And now let's trim it down even a little bit more. All right, look at that. And then I'm gonna attach it with a glue dot. So that is the best way to attach bows, is with a mini glue dot. and they are very secure, so I don't have trouble with them coming off. So I'll put it right on there. And that, my friends, is going to complete today's card. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to order the class that includes the half a pack of paper, the full package of embellishments, and a half a spool of the bumblebee ribbon, the link is up above if you're looking on Facebook. It is down below in the first comment if you are watching the replay on YouTube. It is available to order up until Sunday, August 22nd. I will ship the kits out on the 25th, and then live class in person, if you are local to me here in Mankato, Minnesota, is on Tuesday the 24th. So there's still options to get in on this class. If you want to just shop from my supply list, I did include that for you with an ordering link. I've got some goodies to send out if you decide to go that route. But either way, I hope that you enjoyed this video today and today's beautiful cards. And I hope you can join us next week. We will be back here live on August 25th, 11 a.m. Central. Have a great day, everybody.